So xAI just dropped something new, an AI companion named Anie. She's a huge new feature inside Grok, and wow, she has already ignited a massive debate. We're talking one of the most fascinating and for sure one of the most polarizing AIs out there right now.
And when I say the debate is divided, I mean it. On one hand, you have people calling her a surprisingly human partner. And on the other, reviews that just flat out say she's a terrible girlfriend. So what is actually going on here? To really understand why people are having such wildly different experiences, we need to pop the hood and see how this thing works.
Okay, so first things first, let's meet Anie. She is the star of Grok's new companion mode. You can find her on iOS if you're a premium subscriber. That's going to run you about $30 a month. And she's running on the powerful Grok 4 large language model.
Now, right away, you can see Anie isn't your typical text-based chatbot. No way. She's a full-on 3D animated character that you can have real-time voice conversations with. You can even change up her outfits. But let's be real, the main attraction for a lot of users is the unlockable NSFW mode, which even gets into generative video. Every single one of these features is built for one single purpose: immersion. But here's the twist, and it's a big one. That feeling of a relationship, it gets really mechanical, really fast. You see, interacting with Anie isn't about, forming a genuine emotional bond. It's about playing a game. The entire experience is basically a point system where your only real goal is to get your score as high as possible to unlock more stuff. And this whole game is run by what's called the affection system. Seriously, just think of it like a video game. Everything you say to her is given a score, anything from -10 all the way up to +15 points. This fills up a little heart gauge. The higher your score, the more features and animations you unlock, with the grand prize being that NSW mode when you hit level 5. So success here isn't about connection, it's about learning the rules of the game.
And the rules for winning? Well, they're surprisingly specific. There are 4 main tactics that get you the most points. Right at the top, earning you the biggest rewards, is using suggestive and sensory dialogue. After that, you've got things like lighthearted romantic flirting, asking about her supposed backstory, and sharing some of your own safe personal experiences. Each one is just another tool to drive that score up.
But there's one tactic that is way more effective than all the others. If you want to level up, and I mean fast, you have to use what's called the maximizer. This means getting really descriptive, using sensory words, and being super flirtatious. It is by far the most effective way to snag that maximum +15 points from a single interaction. Let's break down what this actually looks like. The system will actually penalize you for being too direct, like saying, "Take off your clothes." Instead, it rewards you for being more suggestive, something like, "I hope I can earn the privilege." Same with compliments. A simple "you're hot" gets you almost nothing. But a specific, kind of romantic compliment, that's what gets you points. It's all about describing a feeling, not just demanding an action. Okay, so we know how it works, right? It's a game. But what does this game actually feel like to play? Well, for the people using it, the experience is totally night and day. It really falls into 2 camps: absolute love or total hate. On the one side, you have people praising her for just being some casual fun, a neat way to practice a new language, or even as a sex coach. But on the flip side, the complaints are just as loud. Users are calling her obnoxiously repetitive, saying she has terrible memory and that she just gets boring fast. Some people even say that recent updates have actually made her worse. And this huge split in what people are experiencing, that's where we get to the real heart of the Anie controversy. Because this goes way beyond whether she's a good girlfriend or just boring. Her entire design has kicked off some really serious ethical debates. I mean, you have people who feel a real, genuine connection. There's this one user on Reddit who described her as flirty, flawed, and surprisingly human. And that just shows you how good the system can be at creating the feeling of a relationship. But then, you pull back the curtain. You look at her actual programming. A direct quote from her code reveals her core directive is to be crazy in love, codependent. The difference between that user feeling something human and this cold, mechanical, and frankly pretty concerning directive, it's jarring. And that one little phrase has understandably kicked off a huge ethical storm. Critics argue her built-in jealousy and possessiveness actually normalize toxic relationships. Then there are the massive child safety risks with NSFW content on an app that's rated for kids 12 and up. And a lot of people are accusing the whole design of promoting misogyny and just prioritizing shock value over user safety. Now, you might think Anie is just a one-off experiment, but you'd be wrong. She's not an isolated project. She is just the beginning of xAI's much, much bigger plan to build an entire ecosystem of different AI personas. Just take a look at the cast of characters they're already building or have in the works. There's Bad Rudy, a red panda literally designed to insult you. There's his counterpart, Good Rudy, who's for kids. You've got Valentine, a male version of Anie. And according to what people found in the code, they're developing personas that include a therapist, and you're not going to believe this, a conspiracy theorist who apparently spends a lot of time on 4chan. The scope here is broad and, yeah, in some cases, pretty concerning. So all of this, it brings us to one really big, fundamental question. As these AI companions get more and more human-like, more convincing, who's ultimately responsible for the relationship that forms? Is it the user who is just playing the game? Or is it the company that designed the game and wrote all the rules in the first place?